This is...
I'm Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, and you're watching Fúria Metal.
The band was singing about love and flower, and you decided to sing about the dark side of life. Why did you decide that?
Because basically we were fed up of hearing songs about love and all that, so we wanted to hear something else, and the only way we could do it was to write our own version of it, and that's the way it came about. And when we started writing our own songs, Tony came out with like these ultra-heavy riffs. And so we needed ultra-heavy lyrics to go with it. And that's the way it sort of came out.
Does the fact of you live in Birmingham influence any?
I don't think so, because you have bands like ELO and Moody Blues, you know, all different sorts of UB40, it's all different sorts of music, really. I think that Birmingham had a really big music scene. Scene,
man.
And there's just lots of clubs there, but a lot of it was soul and disco sort of music, and there was only a couple of blues clubs. We were into the blues side of it, so that's where we used to go and see bands and probably got our influences, and then decided that we had to do our own stuff because there was nowhere for us to go, really.
In fact, I think where we first took off, we had to go to Germany and places like that in the early days to start playing. Because in England, there wasn't much happening for us, you know, there's just, as Guy said, there's just a couple of clubs you could play. So we'd sort of go off to Europe for months on end.
You changed the name of the band in the middle of touring in Germany.
Well, we changed the name because what happened, there was another group called Earth at the time, another band called Earth, and we got booked as this other band, and they were a pop band.
A pop band?
Yeah, and we ended up turned up at this gig to play, and we were, of course, the wrong band, and they'd all got bow ties on and all dressed up, all these people.
They were expecting the other.
They were expecting the other. So anyway, we got on and played, and we just died. I mean, you know. So after that, we decided to change the name.
And I'm curious about what was the reaction of people when they first ever listened to Black Sabbath, a song like that?
Shock.
Shock, but really shock.
Yeah. It really was, because we wrote that, we used to do just blues numbers at first, that's what we played, like these 12 bars, and then the first song, or one of the first songs that we wrote was the song Black Sabbath, and we went to this blues club on the night that we wrote Black Sabbath, and we thought, let's just try that number out, and everybody just stopped, and it's like amazement, and we knew that we were doing something good, you know, on the right way.
Did they like it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, afterwards they were coming up saying, oh, we really like that. What was it, you know, what is it?
Felt that needed to be done. I felt we stopped much too soon. We had so much more to do. It was such a great band. And as Tony and Geezer said to you, I mean, it's been 10 years, and it only took, you know, one night on the stage, and it was always the same. It was as if we really had never stopped playing again. Mm-hmm. So it proved the point to all of us, I think, that, you know, it was something that had stopped too soon, and we wanted to do it again. So we have.
Making satanic rituals in the middle of the concerts. Is it true, or?
No, we never did anything like that.
Like killing goats and this
kind of... There was a band called Black Widow that used to do that sort of stuff. Yeah. But we, you know, and their music was crap, but our music was great.
You didn't like them then?
We just let our music talk for us.
You didn't need that?
Nah, we couldn't afford it anyhow.
You couldn't afford it?
Couldn't afford to buy a goat at that time.
And can go there every night. And with the band, when Ozzy decided to leave, what do you think, like?
Well, it wasn't working. It hadn't been working for about a year before that. We were trying to do new music, and Ozzy just wasn't really into what we were doing. And Tony'd met Ronnie in America, and I think Tony wanted to work with Ronnie.
Vamos ver como é que foi a passagem do Dio pelo Rainbow.
How was your passage in Rainbow? Is it difficult to work with Blackmore?
It was never difficult for me at all. Never. No, never. I did about 8 world tours with Purple as Elf, as the opening act for Deep Purple. So I got to know Richie. I say it this way because I didn't get to know him because we didn't speak for maybe 2 years on the tour, because Richie's a very private person. And I understood that, so I stayed away from Richie. If you jump on top of someone like Richie, then he doesn't want to know about you. So I let perhaps my talent speak for it. And one day Richie came into the dressing room and said to me, "You're a great singer." That's the only words he ever said to me. The first time he ever said that to me. And I said, "Well, thank you very much." And then then we became friends, and we used to go out and jam a lot. He was in Purple, I was in Elf, but we'd go to clubs and we would jam and have a great time. And then when he left Purple, because he felt Purple were becoming too funky, as he said, because of Glenn, and Ian Pace wanted to be a bit more funky player, and he said, "I want to quit, I want you to form a band with me," because we had the same idea, which was to make classical rock and roll music. And I had never, ever had a problem with Richie. I respected him very, very much. The only thing I had a problem with Richie was he's a very cruel person, I felt.
Cruel?
Cruel to the fans, very cruel and to people in general. I thought that was very wrong.
Off with the band called Axis, and then I actually did some things with John Lennon when I was like 16.
John Lennon?
Yeah, did a couple of things. They were like demos that he produced of a couple of singers, and we did TV shows with him. And that's a long time ago. Then Derringer, and then Black Sabbath,